an electric car from Apple might actually become a reality. I know for a while they were kind of not really sure. They started to close down their car division. They just left the self-driving software division, and even that I haven't really heard that much news. But the last week there was a development that makes everybody believe that they're really shifting this program into the new gear. I probably shouldn't say shifting to the new gear. They're supercharging. They're supercharging their Apple Car program, and I'll tell you what happened last week and what can we really expect from an Apple car. I know they're pretty behind everybody else, but what can we expect if they really decide to make a major move here and produce an electric car? All of this is coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, all you have to do is click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward, but most importantly, become a part of this community. All right, so Apple has been, hot and cold on this whole electric car, front, and a lot of people were very excited because, I mean, I'm not a big Apple fan, but they do make amazing products. So if they would have jumped into this industry, I would expect something really, really amazing, something that would really compete with Tesla and many other manufacturers, which would be a great thing. Now, here's what happened. The other day, it was last week, they were able to lure one of the big dogs at Tesla. This guy right here, can't pronounce his last name to save my life, but he was in charge of the electric powertrain for Tesla, and this is a pretty important position from what I understand. And all of this news has been reported by Electrek from the inside sources. So they're saying, luring this guy to Apple, it's no joke. It's a big loss for Tesla for sure, but it's also a huge gain for Apple. And you really don't hire this guy, and give him all these amazing packages and salary, I'm assuming that he got, unless you're really going to be moving forward with this program. Now, you probably also know that Doug Field was an executive that came from Apple to Tesla and then went back. It was all kind of part of their car program. Again, it's mainly right now, at least what we know officially, it's kind of developing the self-driving software. Don't really know where it is. It's just, it's either very stealth or just non-really existent. But something like this definitely would make everybody think that they're really starting to get serious about this. Again, this is a big loss for Tesla and a huge gain for Apple. Now, let's talk about what can we expect since Apple this far behind. What can we expect from Apple? How fast they can gear up? How fast they can actually start, making and producing these cars? And what can we expect from those cars? I think these are all very interesting questions and things to think about and fantasize about, really. So let's talk. Let's talk about that. Before that, of course, I want to let you guys know that this channel and this video is sponsored by Byton. Check out the Byton M-Byte, the all-electric SUV coming to the US and Europe next year, starting as low as $45,000 before the incentives. I'm a reservation holder myself. You should be as well. It's actually at no cost to make your reservation for your own Byton. So check out the description of this video. Click on that link and reserve your Byton today. All right, so let's talk about the possibility of this Apple car. Obviously, Apple is behind, but they have a lot of money, right? Billions of dollars. And as you can see, some of the newer startups, they get by on like $500 million to $1 billion. And Apple can easily throw $5-10 billion to compete. Now, if they were to build a factory in China, as you can see with Byton and Tesla and many others, building a factory there really takes almost like less than a year. So they can catch up there as well. They obviously have an operating system and a lot of software engineers who can do amazing things. They have user interface and one of the best UX designers in the market in the whole entire world. So they can really, really gear up pretty quickly. Now, the only thing that I would have to say that where they're completely behind, and if there were any other manufacturer, I'd say, hey, no big deal. And I'm talking about batteries, right? It would be no big deal to go and maybe create a contract with a LG Chem or Panasonic or Cattle, whatever. But Apple likes to do everything in-house, right? Much like Tesla, there's a lot of parallels between the two companies you can probably see. And I would even say between Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, right? So if they were to develop their batteries in-house, that's a big undertaking, right? I mean, those companies who make these batteries, they go all the way to creating and making sure they buy land in those parts of the world, like Chile, where the mines are for all of the components and chemicals for the lithium-ion batteries. Unless Apple can develop the solid state batteries, though, it still needs to be produced somewhere. It still needs to have the chemicals and materials where it would be mined and refined and so forth. I think this is something where they cannot cut too many corners to get to the market with their own batteries, or they're going to have to go outside of the Apple cult and actually create a partnership with a battery supplier. But that also means that there's no competitive advantage, right? So that's all very, very interesting. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? What would be the feature that you would expect from Apple to have, and how fast do you think they can gear up and to basically compete with Tesla? All right, so let's talk about positives and negatives. All right, so the positive is obviously if Apple's going to be serious about this, I expect an amazing car from them. I think you guys do as well. And so any newcomer on the market to compete with Tesla, to compete with everybody else, especially from a company like Apple that has the talent, that has the drive, that has the ability to create amazing products, is definitely welcome. And I would be looking forward to that. And competition is good. It's good for all of us. So I would say that's for sure. I really, really hope this is happening. But the negatives are, it sucks for Tesla that they get all these talents, they get all this, team to work in these cars, and as soon as they become successful, everyone's, including Apple, trying to get those people lured away from them. And it's not that easy to keep people. There's only so many VP titles that can give out, and in bonus packages and stock packages. So obviously, it is possible to lure these people away, and it's been happening a lot. And this case is definitely a big loss for Tesla. So we'll see what happens with this. But overall, this story is pretty balanced as far as, like, I think this is interesting at the very least, but definitely probably good for all of us in the customers. Let me know what you think. Just like I said, I'm curious to know, like, what are the features that would we be expecting them? Would we expect them to be also be priced above everybody else, like they do with their products? I'm kind of interesting. Anyway, so going to look forward to your comments. Also, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Jim, one of my new Patreons. Thank you so much, Jim, for joining my Patreon community, the only place where you can, guys, watch me live. And thank you to all my Patreons for supporting and contributing to this independent channel. If you guys want to become a part of my Patreon community, boom, patreon.com/E4Electric. You also can find that link in the description of this video. So thank you so much for joining. All right, looking forward to the comments from you guys fantasizing about the Apple Car that we may or may not have. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.